Cale is a four-dimensional being. Us 3D normies just cannot understand how he moves through time and space. Avs win over the Columbus Blue Jackets 4-2. This was a very big win for the Avs. The Nashville game was obviously great with the Avs dropping a 9 spot, but putting two together without Landeskog and Rantanen proves that an explosion of goals against Nashville wasn't just some fluke game. This team, as it is now, is capable of winning hockey and playing quality hockey. They took their sweet time figuring it out, but now that they're here, if they can continue to play well, this team will be just fine and comfortable. The start of this game was a bit interesting. They didn't start out wicked hot like they did against Nashville, and they didn't start out incredibly poorly like they had in so many games during their losing streak. It was somewhere in the middle, and maybe at times even leaning towards the bad side. I do not think the Avs did a great job of generating quality chances early in this game, but that would come in the first period eventually. The first period problem was the Avs found ways to shoot themselves in the foot, starting off by taking a penalty just a couple of minutes into the game. And when you make mistakes, misfortune finds you. I like the Avs PK work here quite a bit. It just kind of goes wrong for him. Compher is very aggressive on Jones with the puck. He even makes a good hit on him, but Jones manages to make the play to the open space. Even so, look at this. Great job by Nieto to recognize what is happening. He's looking at Compher, understands he's out of the play, and now knows that he needs to step up here. He can't give away a ton of room, and he does so very well. He gets out up high, forcing this play to develop and make Columbus do something good. Columbus does a good job of this. Ian Cole actually plays this well, even though he doesn't break up this pass. He has to keep him honest, cannot give up the pass to the slot, so it gets worked down low. Avs have done a good job to this point keeping this puck to the perimeter. The attempted pass comes through to the slot, but it doesn't click. It ends up bouncing and rolling out. That's good defense from the Avs controlling the play. The puck just kind of floats out a bit too high for any Av to get to it. Compher's going to give up the body on the shot coming in and manages to block it. Again, good defense. They just take a bad bounce as the block bounces directly out and over to Bemstrom, and he just gets a whack at it. EJ, a little bit slow to react here. If he's a little bit quicker, may have been able to knock this one away. Francouz had to keep him honest and play the shot coming in as if Compher wasn't going to block it, so he really has no chance on this one as Bemstrom just kind of touches it into the net. Hard to really fault the PK at all on that one. That's just a tough bounce. Again, keep yourself out of the penalty box, or sometimes that's going to happen to you. This was a high-octane game all the way through. At the end of it, shots were 41-36 in Columbus's favor. It was nice to get a little bit of a change of pace. The Avs like to play at this speed, and I think they play better at this speed. So that certainly helped as compared to playing against teams like Arizona and Dallas over the past week. And it was a back and forth period. Both Korpisalo and Francouz were both playing quite well through the first. Columbus would end with 16 shots and the Avs with 13. As the first developed, it became pretty clear that the Avs' depth has definitely found something. They're starting to play a bit better. Obviously in the Nashville game they played great, but they looked strong, particularly on the forward side throughout this game as well. They're creating that offense. They're driving play a little bit better, and the Avs need that. Eventually, Tyson Jost draws a power play. The Avs get a turn with one, and they actually make it count. Another positive change for them. Second unit on the zone entry in the power play here. Notice how there are multiple options. The Avs have multiple players going towards the zone entry with speed, not just a single one like they like to run with McKinnon a lot. Compher finds Jost on the near side for the entry. Jost runs with it and gets down the boards quickly before making a very nice pass to give Compher a quality opportunity. Compher kind of fumbles this one, doesn't get a good shot off, it gets blocked, but good work by Jost to work hard, get behind the net, collect the puck, and keep the play alive before finding Kamenev along the far half wall area. Kamenev knows where he wants to go with this one, recognizes the very wide open passing lane to get it back to the point to Girard. And Girard does my favorite thing. You've probably heard me talk about it before. Look at all that space. Look at Girard do a good job to walk into it. He gets himself going forward. Even as he's loading up for the shot, his momentum continues to carry him into this space. He picks his spot to get it around the first defender, and it's just a perfect shot. This one goes posting in. Great job by Nichushkin as well in front to screen Korpisalo, and it's 1-1. That is the puck movement I want to see on the power play. Avs moving with speed, Avs keeping the puck in their control and making decisions with speed. That opens up space, and then someone like Sam Girard can take advantage of that space. And Sammy, if you can shoot like that with regularity, boy, you gotta shoot more. Honestly, the first was just a fun hockey period. Good hockey from both sides and good goaltending from both sides until the final minute of the period, and Francouz lets up another softie. Kadri wins a defensive zone faceoff clean. Ryan Graves is the man going back to collect the puck. You'll notice the Avs forwards don't support well at all here. Donskoy has already gone up the ice as the F1. McKinnon is basically going to take off to follow him, and Kadri's going to float a little bit, but doesn't really make himself an option for Graves. So by the time Graves collects the puck and gets his head up, he has to just loft this one out of the zone. Would have really loved to see Kadri or McKinnon float over to the far boards here and present an outlet for Graves. Maybe just have something, anything at all for him to pass the puck instead of a non-possession play like this. With all that being said, if you're going to flip the puck out, flip it out to where there are no Columbus players, not directly at one, which allows them to keep it in the zone. From there, the play develops. A weak shot comes on net, and Francouz makes the initial save, but isn't able to really control it, so Columbus is able to control. The Avs are a little bit discombobulated here, and Werenski kind of gets to walk into one in the circle. Francouz does stand tall initially, but he just can't quite control it. It trickles through his glove and his pad. That's not a goal that you can give up, and it goes in the net. That's the second bad goal in as many games from Francouz, and that's not a good thing. Of course, you cannot really have goals like that. However, Francouz is the backup on this team, and most teams have backups that deal with issues like this. It's something the Avs are going to have to manage until Grubauer is back and ready to go, but really, Francouz played quite well in this game. He faced 41 shots, and other than that softie and this other goal in the first period, he didn't let up another one. So he played well. He gave the Avs an opportunity to win. Hard to fault him that much for this softie. Nonetheless, a last-minute goal in the first period stings, and instead of being tied, the Avs trailed 2-1 at the end of one. I really liked the Avs play in the second period. Again, I think they started out a little bit slow, with Columbus putting a bit of pressure on early off of a power play, but then the Avs came on strong. They were generating a lot of quality chances from top to bottom in the lineup. At first, Korpisalo was just stonewalling them. The difference between now and the middle of the Avs' losing streak is that the Avs kept it up. They consistently pushed the pressure forward. It wasn't just a few opportunities. They were going to work and grind and get it done to get that next goal. And also having the top-ranked Calder candidate helps quite a bit. Quality play from every single player on the ice in the Avs right now. First, Val Nichushkin goes up the boards. He's going to take a hit to make this play. Can see the numbers all the way here. Just saying there was no call on this play. Pretty clearly got boarded if you ask me. But Belmar recognizes he's lost the puck, immediately jumps on it and gets in deep for the Avs before hitting Nieto in the circle. Nieto doesn't really find the room he wants to take the shot here, so he's just going to drop it back and out to Graves, which works well as Columbus is caught with all 5 defenders in the far corner, essentially. So Graves has a lot of room to work with from here. Makar is setting himself up for the one-timer, gets Graves' attention, who does the fake slapper to hit Makar. Again, Makar has put himself on the open side of the ice. There is no one covering him here. He's able to collect the puck and fire off a shot, and you'll see this kid is just unreal as he picks a corner with this shot. I mean, he has very, very little to shoot at here, but he finds exactly where he needs to go, bar down. The quality team play from everyone on the ice is exactly what the Avs need in the absence of their stars, but the new emerging star helps a little bit too, because it takes a ton of skill to finish a shot like that. and Makar made it look easy. And Makar was feeling it all night long too. As I said, he was just on another level, gliding across the ice and making Columbus look silly all night long. And this was a consistent game for the Avs. Yes, Columbus outshot them through the first 2 periods, but the Avs were playing their game and sticking to it. Things were connecting. It wasn't the sloppy mess of poor play. When your whole lineup has a workman's attitude like that, and you have someone who clearly is riding a hot hand, you do the hard work and you get that guy the puck. And that's how you get goals. Again, top to bottom here. Avs get caught on a change, allowing Sonny Milano to walk in a little bit further than you would like and get a quality chance. But Francouz makes the save, and the Avs are quick to jump on the rebound, as Bellemare picks this one up and just does a nice little chip pass up off of the boards to get the Avs going the other way, as Tyson Jost is able to run up the ice and collect it. And yes, why, that is Cale Makar blowing away his man as he jumps up into the rush to create a 2-on-1. Jost, nice job to just slip that puck under the stick to get it to Makar. And Makar, when you're hot, man. He actually flubs this shot. He's trying to go top shelf, but can't quite settle it and ends up leaving it on the ice, where it travels directly through the 5-hole. You take it. The kid is truly special. He just does things other defensemen can't. Now at a full point per game, he's in the top 4 of defensemen scoring. Not rookie defensemen scoring, all defensemen scoring. Up until a week or 2 ago, he couldn't even legally have a beer in the States, and he's making professional hockey players look like fools on a nightly basis. I'm going to preach a tiny bit of caution. The college wall is still a very real thing. We haven't gotten that far into the season yet. Don't be surprised at all if this scoring drops off and Makar runs out of steam a little bit at some point. But this kid is absolutely special. He will be an all-star in his future, if not this season. If somebody else wins the Calder, they're going to have to pry it from Makar's cold, dead hands, basically. So the Avs get their first lead of the game late in the second period, and now it's time to talk about Nick Foligno. Foligno's always been a hard-nosed player. He likes to play physical and grind things out, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's a line that you just can't cross. Here's Foligno before Makar's second goal. This puck is coming up the boards, and it actually gets kind of out of Makar's reach. All Makar can do is poke at this puck to try and get it further up the boards. After he pokes the puck, this puck is clearly beyond Makar and going past Foligno, and Foligno chooses to ignore this puck and to try and blow up Makar. Not only that, you're going to see as Foligno comes in, he starts to lead with his knee. Now, thankfully, Makar's an absolute freak of nature who's way too agile for Foligno and just dips out of the way just in time, so nothing bad came of it. But just remember that, hey, Foligno was looking for this. About 3 minutes later, Foligno is on the ice once again. Bellemare's collecting a puck and heading through the neutral zone. Now, to be clear, Bellemare's got to get his head up here. He's a legal person to be hit, and that's what Foligno is planning to do. So Bellemare does not get his head up in time here. He's likely going to take a big hit, but Foligno comes at him. He lifts himself up into the hit, takes off, jumps into it, and catches Bellemare right in the head. Here's a replay from a better angle. You're going to see Foligno rise into the hit and does appear to leave his skates, and he also sticks the elbow out and catches Bellemare's head flush. You just cannot do that. That's the exact type of hit that the NHL is trying to remove. It's simple as that. Foligno has got to be in more control of himself. Don't mind him hitting Bellemare. You can't jump into the hit and pop him in the head with your elbow, though. And had he not tried to run Makar just 3 minutes earlier, I may have given him a little bit more of the benefit of the doubt here. But 2 shifts in a row, he's going to come out, line up one of the Avs guys, and try to take them out in a dangerous way? No, that's not acceptable. Anything less than a multiple game suspension from the dopes would be disappointing. Bellemare was pretty clearly concussed on the ice. Hopefully he's okay and will be back soon. The Avs get a 5-minute power play off of this, split between the third and second, and to be honest, that power play just wasn't very good and the Avs failed to score on it. But outside of that and a few other areas, I really liked the Avs' third period. It's been a while since they've had to play with a 1-goal lead late in games, and they showed up and played it pretty perfectly. They didn't turtle, they stayed aggressive on the puck and continued to try to play offense. They just changed their mentality to play a little bit smarter. They weren't trying to take risky passes, just good ones. The one issue was they did take a couple of penalties, and to be fair, at least one of those was a bit ticky-tack, but there it is. And the PK looked great once again. Came through big for them, and of course Francouz playing well behind them. And the Avs really did control the play in the third. They ended up outshooting Columbus 10-7. After Columbus had 16 shots in both the first and the second periods, the Avs limited them extremely effectively in the third. And eventually, the Avs get an opportunity, they get a lucky bounce, and the game gets put on ice. Columbus is breaking out. They're eventually going to get this puck over to the near side, and you're going to see Kadri step up into the neutral zone here. Columbus does have quite a bit of speed, so there is a bit of a risk here, as Kadri could get caught well behind this play. But he does a great job to get his stick in and get a piece of this puck, and all of a sudden, it's back the other way. Kadri walks in. Seth Jones makes a heck of an effort here to get back and try and disrupt this shot, but he just ends up screwing himself as it deflects off of his stick, goes full knuckle puck mode, and then skips off of the ice up into the top corner. Here's a great angle of the shot getting deflected, knuckling, and then you can see it skip off of the ice and directly up and over Korpisalo. That seals the 4-2 victory for the Avs. Makar ends up with the game winner, and man, that was just good hockey. 2 very good periods from both teams, and then the Avs took care of business in the third. That type of game should be completely sustainable for the Avs, even with the injuries that they have. Would like to spread the goals around a little bit. As great as Cale is, he's not going to score 2 every single night, and you got 3 from your defensemen if you're the Avs, so probably need your forwards to score a little bit more, but if they play the way they did in this game, those goals will come. Not a ton more to say on this one. To win both home games here is huge for the Avs to right the ship. Hopefully they can pick up 1, at least 2, maybe even 3 wins on this road trip, and hopefully after that, getting players back and healthy becomes a reality. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching, and if you like content like this, head on over to thednvr.com and consider signing up for a membership to view all of our premium content. There's a bunch of awesome stuff on there beyond just my videos, and if you want to help me out, you can use code RUDO as your promo code. We're doing a bit of a competition where the person who gets the most members signed up wins a year's worth of Breckenridge Brewery. I am Rudo, and this is going to be an extremely hot take. Don't take it too seriously, but Cale Makar is probably the best defenseman to ever play for the Avs.
Avalanche time, come on, grab your friends. We're going to the playoffs again with maybe